Well, hello there, Metal Faithful. This is the mandated reporter and frankly unmodified Mr. Mark Radulich, and you are listening to the Metal Hammer of Doom, brought to you by the good people at the Radulich Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we are reviewing from Madrid, Spain, where my in-laws actually just got back from a vacation. Not that anyone gives a shit, but it related in a minimal way, so I figured I'd bring it up. From Madrid, Spain, Lords of Black, progressive metal band that I got into with Everything You're Not from their album 2. They just released a new album, Icons of the New Days, just being May 11th. We're a little late, but that's okay. There's so many good albums that come out at one time that it takes us a little while sometimes to catch up on some of the ones that we want to review. So we're playing catch up tonight because apparently last week there wasn't anything worth the shit worth reviewing, I guess. I don't know. I'm not looking at the calendar right now. Anyway, tonight, normally the Metal Hammer of Doom is joined by the second chair, Robert Cooper, the Metal Coop. But he is helping illegal immigrants, cross the border into the country under the guise of a Lowe's tool truck, Lowe's lumber truck. That's the gag there. But he's not here tonight. And now normally I would then be joined by the third chair, who then moves up to second chair, Mr. Jesse Starcher, the disapproving dad. But he is celebrating 20 years of glorious nuptials. Man. And we wish him well. We hope him and his wife have just a wonderful time, and we wish them well. That left nobody for me to do this show with. So I called up a service, and I said, I'd like to rent a mule. And they said, okay. I'd like to rent a wreck if you've got one lying around to do a show with, so I'm just not babbling for an hour with occasionally playing music. And they said, we have a guy who used to have a podcast. Have you heard of it? It's called the Screaming Boy Podcast. It's gone the way of the dodo, but we think he's available. Should we get him for you? And I said, yeah, book him, Dano. So here he is, the Rent-A-Wreck himself, the host of the Screaming Boy Podcast in his own right. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't forget his name tonight. It's Ronnie Adams.
That's right. You didn't. See, I'll tell you said I used to have a podcast. I had a whole joke to go along with you. You want to rent a mule? Have we got the jackass for you? But I take it all back now. I mean, I have a show.
Yeah.
Just not being done right now.
When was your last episode, Ronnie Adams?
It was a network exclusive.
Oh, I see.
Thank you very much. It was here.
I've pitched you like 5 shows since then.
Well, let's do them all right now.
Oh, okay.
Forget Lords of Black.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Roseanne tonight. No, just kidding.
Wait, not that one.
So
that ends badly.
So yeah, we're going to review the new Icons of the New Days. Now, I pitched you, co-hosting on this show tonight because my usual 2 were not going to be around, and you happily and kindly agreed. You got a chance to listen to him today. Had you ever heard of Lords of Black before? And when I initially pitched you the band before you heard them, what did you fear the worst?
I feared arcane incantations again. Lots of Latin. Dark metal. And I was pleasantly surprised by none of that. So it was good. I was not familiar at all with Lords of Black before listening to it today. And I was, however, familiar with Rainbow by listening to Boneyard, Ozzy's Boneyard on Sirius XM. I listen to that channel a lot.
Okay. I'm a fan of Sirius XM myself, but occasionally when something gets a little too growly, a little too tinny, a little too Lars Ulrich circa Saint Anger, I'll start flipping around, and Ozzy's Boneyard will usually be playing Def Leppard or Clutch or Guns N' Roses or something, and I'm like, all right, this'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So let's jump into it, okay?
Sure.
This is our first track tonight. This is a world gone mad, I tell you, simply mad.
Off my mind, I'm the master of what you call life, with no weakness of the humankind. Every time the evil never dies, endless power is my only pride, and I just deny morality, reaching out for the immortality. When it comes to see the wicked side, it's the danger of a crashing fight. It's the right that goes the other side.
World Gone Mad, Ronnie Adams. What'd you think of that one?
Yes, sir. This is my wheelhouse. When I first started this song, I downloaded it from. I'm a subscriber to Apple Music, and I was like, well, just add the whole album and let's give it a whirl.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best. I was like, wow, I did not expect this. I am an 80s kid, you know, and I love, you know, the power metal, the classic rock, things like that, and that's what this put me in mind of. In fact, you know, when I was listening to this, I was like, man, this is pretty epic. And then in the 6 minutes and 48 seconds of this song, I wrote like 12 D&D adventures, like animated, produced, and directed 2 full-length anime features, and became an 80s road cop. So
Very,
This was
very Iron Maiden-y, right?
Yes, yeah. I was actually thinking that. I caught some hints of like you might call me crazy, but a little bit of Rush in some of the.
No, I can definitely hear that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and not like full on. You could tell when somebody's influenced like heavily by Rush. But this was hints of everything. I heard a little Ronnie James in there, and some Iron Maiden, and then later on in some of these tracks, I heard a little Judas Priest. It felt like. So like I said, all of those bands I really dig. This was a great first song for me. This was very epic. The solos and the lyrics. Like I said, 12 D&D adventures, and then it was a very pleasant surprise for me.
Have you had a chance to watch any of the Metal Hammer of Doom extras on this band? Because I mentioned that the whole reason I got into them, as I said earlier, is I was telling Jesse about this, that their Everything You're Not song came up on just at random one day when I was listening to Spotify, and I fell instantly in love with that song. And I'm like, the next time they release an album, I gotta check out the whole thing, because this song is one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, unfortunately I have not had the time to sit down and watch the extras on it on YouTube, but I'm going to make time now because this has this first song solidified the fact that this is going to be in my playlist, at least this song so far. So I just like I said, I really the cool thing was I was on my way to work. And I was running a little bit late, but somehow I was transported there on time.
He took a portal?
Yeah, I think so. Rode on a dragon's back.
I was going to say, playing Lords of Black opened up a hole in time and space.
I would not doubt
it. All right. Here's our title track from this third album. This is Icons of the New Days.
Crawling out from my
love that chorus. I let it play. Just I needed to hear it one more time.
Yeah. I'm so glad you did, because that is my favorite part of that whole song.
Yeah, that is. I mean, some songs I feel like are just built around the chorus, and that's definitely one of them where it's just build up, boom, chorus. And can I just change topics for 1 second?
Absolutely.
Have you seen the full cast picture for Titans?
For Titans? Ugh.
I mean,
so that's a yes.
I'm God damn it, I'm trying with this show. I really am. I'm probably going to subscribe to DC Universe when they finally allow people to. But I mean, could they have
messed it up?
Star Sapphire.
Oh, just listen. It hurts. DC. I mean, it's like they don't want to succeed in their live action, movies and everything. I don't understand. I don't get it. This is a dumpster fire from beginning to end. This just by looking at the cast picture. So
I'm okay with most of this. I really am. I've watched enough Greg Berlanti DC. I get it. You don't have a lot of budget to spend on cast.
Yeah.
On costuming, so that's fine. The guy playing Dick Grayson looks fine. I'm sure he'll make a fine Nightwing. The chick playing Raven looked like she walked off the set of The Craft. That's fine. She doesn't need.
In fact, I think they just took a picture from The Craft and superimposed her face over it.
Hey, wait a minute, isn't that Fairuza Balk? And Beast Boy, I mean, should he be green? Yeah, but okay, fine, green hair, close enough. And then I look at Star Sapphire, and I'm like, all right, you guys aren't even fucking trying anymore.
You're saying Star Sapphire, but I think you mean something else that I can't remember because I'm an idiot.
It's that's not her. That's not her character name.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was Star Sapphire.
Star Sapphire is she's in Green Lantern. We're thinking. God, I keep wanting to say Sunfire, but that's not it either.
You know what? I'll look it up.
Starfire.
Okay, so it's not Star Sapphire and Starfire are not the same people.
No, Star Sapphire actually has a ring.
Right, she's like the Pink Lantern or some shit like that.
Right. Well, yeah, basic Purple Lantern, whatever.
Yeah, she's all about love.
Yeah. No, Corey is an alien who talks about having sex with Dick Grayson all the time.
Yeah, buddy.
I knew that would make you happy.
That just screams Axel Braun parody. But okay, yeah, Starfire. Not the same. Yeah. Not the same as Star Sapphire. Got it.
No.
Anyway, she looks like shit.
She's terrible.
I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at it like a picture now of Starfire, and okay, maybe you don't have the budget to really make her orange, but come on.
They had the budget because I saw it at a Comic-Con last year.
Oh, did you? Someone actually was orange in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and she looked fantastic.
I'm actually looking at 2018 new style Starfire Teen Titans. Yeah, somebody doing cosplay. I've seen a couple of them here, and yep, they're orange, or they're at least deeply tanned.
Yeah. If you go on the Screaming Boy Instagram.
I was gonna say on the what now?
On the Instagram. If you go on there, you will see the young lady in question, her cosplay as Starfire, and it was incredible. It was really good. So
I'm gonna send you. No, I'm not gonna send you the picture, but somebody on YouTube apparently did a first look. And it was a first look of Starfire, and then put it up against a picture of what she looks like in the comics, and put WTF over it.
That's incredible. So
yeah.
Make me happy, Mark. Make me happy.
Make you happy?
Yeah.
All right, let's play another song.
Well, I was gonna say this song, real quick.
Yeah.
I had It made me want to train in some obscure martial art. This had training montage all over it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, great song.
You just out in the you just out in the woods in Russia chopping
Punching
wood.
trees.
Yeah.
You know.
Chopping wood, picking up carts, running through the snow.
Yes. You know, training. You know, I remember in the 80s and, you know, early 90s, it was always some obscure martial art that nobody really knew, like capoeira, or, you know, they would try to make a movie out of it, and it was on HBO for like 5 minutes.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I want to learn this. And you pick some weird song to train to. So but in all honesty, this song, it was a great follow up to the first song. I absolutely, I mean, it's not out of the two, the favorite is still the first song, but it was a great follow up.
Yes, it is. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our third place. This is called Not in a Place Like This, and it's not about what you think it is.
On this race for insanity, we're reaching new heights, way beyond all despising humanity. This is where the dreams come to die, where the fears come alive, when it's killed everything I see. If I could fly to the sky and cross the oceans that keep us apart, but don't let it break your illusions. When hate is here to divide us, I never leave you alone into misery. I won't let anyone die here now, in a place like
That was a little weird one for me. You could definitely feel the power metal in it, but it had, just a smidgen, just a sprinkling of industrial in there.
Yeah, almost too much for me.
Really?
Yeah, I think of the song and the word "slow burn" come to mind. It felt like a slow burn to get to anything that I was expecting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I should go into this with no expectations of, because I've never hearing the band before. But after two songs that I absolutely loved, this one was not good for me.
No, huh?
Yeah, this was a no for me. It was almost too new metal. Something like a Seven Dust cover band would do. It's just.
Well, I'm busted.
Yeah. What?
Okay, so let me explain what just happened here.
Okay.
Sony moved a bunch of movies. Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
So I just got the alert that Sony moved a bunch of things.
Oh, I see now.
And it says Sony moves Tarantino's Manson pick, Date Zombieland 2, and Little Women. So I'm looking at the new list of movies, and I'm like, oh, I got to move things around now.
And Jesse
gets all the alerts every time So he just got a bunch of alerts for like the Joker stuff that I had to move around, and now he's getting a bunch more. Because I had to schedule Zombieland 2 and move around the stuff I had planned for Quentin Tarantino's new movie, and so there you go. I swear I'm listening, though. I swears it.
He said, lift invisible heavy objects and sing like Ronnie James Dio.
Apparently, in the Vin Diesel action vehicle Bloodshot has been set for February 1st, 2020. I don't think that's the comic book, though, is it? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll have to look into that. But seeing as it's 2020, I'm not going to worry about it right this second.
A good call.
Though this pisses me off. I want you to hear this. Zombieland 2, which reunites Emma Stone, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Abigail Breslin from the 2009 original, will open on October 11th next year against a packed field of MGM's The Animated, The Addams Family, Warner Brothers, The Goldfinch, and Disney's The Jungle Cruise starring The Rock.
I'll be honest. Jungle Cruise starring The Rock knocked everything out of my head, and now I've got to think about that for a minute.
Well, that's the thing. That takes precedent, but I got to do Zombieland too. I'm just going to do it a week later. And were you just assaulted?
Was I just assaulted?
Yes. All of a sudden I heard...
No, I think it's the... I dropped my phone.
Oh, okay.
It almost pulled the thing out.
Oh, well, I hate when my thing gets pulled out.
I mean, the cord.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
All right, so that one was kind of a meh, kind of a swing and a miss for you?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not my favorite, absolutely.
All right.
By a long shot.
Let's go ahead and move on. Every song, I swear to God, I'm going to find something else to talk about.
That's fine.
This is When a Hero Takes a Fall. Yeah, so we're sticking with the theme of what if Ronnie James Dio sung for Iron Maiden?
Right, but
oh, sorry, not Ronnie James Dio, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
singer.
It's.
I mean, he is. I want to say the singer of Rainbow, except this guy did sing for Rainbow, so that don't make no sense.
Well, you're on pace there. But I mean. I listened to the song. This was number 4. So I was almost to work or at work by now. And
the portal had finally dropped you off.
The Rainbow Bridge had had ended, and I jumped off the spaceship with the Viking horns on it. And I had one thought. We need more bands in the world that are willing to send their lead guitarist to the top of a mountain to duel a dragon with his guitar. That's what this put me in mind of. Like, all I could see was this long-haired guitar player standing on a cliffside with wind and rain and raging, clouds and raging storm with lightning, staring down a dragon, absorbing the lightning from to his guitar, and shooting it into the heart of the dragon while playing a solo.
So
I love this song.
You're familiar with the comic Patton Oswalt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Patton Oswalt, in one of his stand-up routines that's actually available on Spotify, did a bit about VH1's like flashback to the 80s or whatever. And he was like, and he was talking about like different kinds of music videos that were very common. And he was like, and he was talking about one that he was talking about a Damn Yankees video.
Okay.
A very popular Damn Yankees video. That, of course, Damn Yankees featured Ted Nugent. The Nuge!
Yeah. The Nuge.
And he was talking about how, like, Ted Nugent was deflecting bullets with the power of rock.
Yes. Okay. I'm familiar with this bit now.
And he's like, where were the Beavis and Butthead, copycats when this was going on? He was
right.
like, but more to the point, he was like, why? Like, this needs to come back. And Jesse and I, we've been doing these Metal Hammer of Doom extras now for a while. One of the things that Jesse and I talked about was how a lot of videos, it's just a background and the band playing.
Yeah.
And there's not really much, and there's a lot of quick cuts and whatever else, but it's really, there's no story to it. They really didn't do anything with the money they got to make a video. Essentially, like, I could have shot the same video in my house.
Right.
I literally could have, like a band, like, I could get people with, like, fake instruments and just, cut the music in and do some fancy editing and voila, music video.
Cardboard guitars.
Yeah. I could, so I'll have my daughter doing one of those Labo cardboard guitar deals that you do with the fucking Nintendo Switch. I'll have Jonas hold one of my old Rock Band guitars. My wife can be banging on pots and pans.
I want to see this now.
And I'll be Phil Ansama wandering in a short circle, yelling about Mom's meatloaf from the basement.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Anywho, but the videos just lack story. They lack real creativity. Mm-hmm. And so we need to take this idea of yours and send it to Lords of Black and be like, can we make a video for When a Hero Takes a Fall of you guys battling Smaug with the power of metal?
Yes, I'm on board. I'm always on board on your ideas as far as filming things, of movies and scripts and things like that. But this one, I would be honestly angry if I wasn't a part of.
It needs to start with the singer. It's somebody telling the singer, "You have no right to go in there." He's like, "I have the only right."
I have the only right.
and then, the hero takes a fall, and Smaug just falls over backwards.
Him drawing a guitar from a rock.
That'd be perfect. All right. Speaking of the Lord of the Rings, this is forever. This is Forevermore. Forevermore, Ronnie Adams.
Yes. What do you think of this song?
You know, we use the term samey on this podcast to where, you know, it starts to be the songs are not particularly distinctive. And it's like they're not bad by any stretch. And I think taken individually, they're well crafted. They have a lot of energy to them.
Yeah.
But as
Samey.
a group, getting a little samey.
Yeah.
Starting to need some differentiation. I'm gonna need the guy to do some reggae. Here in the middle. Yeah, I don't know.
This is not Skindred, sir.
Oh.
It was just another one of those songs where, like, it was kind of samey. I still enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anything dynamic about it.
No.
And oddly enough, this was my Rocky song.
The album it's good so far. It's just nothing is quite grabbing me as much as Everything You're Not did. So still not, it hasn't quite reached that level yet. All right. Let's move on to our next track here. This is Fallen. That one wasn't bad. That one actually had a good rhythm to start with, and it slowed down, and it sped up again. It was interesting.
This was a good air drums song.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I mean, like, I know I describe songs ridiculously, like a kid, but I mean, just in layman's terms, it was a good air drums song. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not quite as samey as the last one.
No,
but it was. I particularly, I don't know why the drums stood out so much on this one as the others, but you could definitely hear, for me, I could definitely hear him, a little more prominently this time around. But definitely a craftsman on those double kicks, man.
The guys in this band are very talented.
Oh, they're incredible. So this one was a good listen. This was just a good road trip kind of song. Popping in and just hit the road running, at 80 miles an hour.
Yes. All right. Let's keep it going here. Keep it going on. It's another long one here, at almost 8 minutes long. This is
man.
Yep. Here's our epic story. This is Kings Reborn.
darkness, out of touch. How to fool the ones that make me wrong. Once forgotten, never told. All the reasons to my dying soul.
You know, I'm not a solo guy, but that was impressive.
Yeah, that really was. It has completely different pace to it. Well, not completely, but it has a different pace to it. It has a lot of different paces in the song.
Yeah, when it first started, like, did you ever see the Rankin and Bass Return of the King cartoon?
Yes.
And it starts off with the minstrel going, Frodo of the Nine Fingers. I pictured him, like, starting that song.
Yeah, I almost thought it was going to be their power ballad.
Yeah, the first couple of chords, and I was just like, you know, Lords of Black. You know.
Honestly, I heard Leonard Nimoy singing his Bilbo Baggins song.
Oh, terrific.
Bilbo. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. I'll have that song stuck in my head all night.
Okay. But I really like that. I mean, that's we were starting to say, starting to get a little samey here. That one had a very epic quality to it.
Yeah.
Part of it was its length, but yeah, it definitely had that epic over the top vibe to it. We talked earlier about like this is the music you play while you're playing D&D. Or you're out there, or you're out LARPing,
just whacking each other with foam swords.
Oh yeah, throwing stuffed animals at each other. It's my pet tiger. True story, by the way.
No, I've seen it.
One of my friends was in a LARP, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to go to the store and get myself a stuffed tiger." I'm like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, because in the game it's my pet." I'm like, "Okay."
Well,
look, I'm not going to say that I haven't. I'm not going to say I haven't done dorky things in my time, but I never LARPed.
I've never LARPed either, unless you count airsoft, which we shoot each other with BBs and pretend we're like in the army. But
I would not call that LARPing.
That's more of a...
That's like playing a campaign in paintball and calling it LARPing.
Right. Thank you. Whew. But
would you expect me to say, like, shot yourself with airsoft pebbles? Gay! Yeah.
Yes.
No, I get it. No, I'm with you.
But no, this one was definitely one of those songs with, like I said, it changed the pace, which was nice. It not samey. Yeah, that's the only way I can. Now that you've said that, I'm going to overuse it, but it's not. It was definitely a good change to the album. So I enjoyed it quite a bit.
We were starting to zip through this, so I figured, hey, let me see what other people thought of this, and I pulled up a review from Sonic Perspectives. I'll read you a little bit of it, see what you think with what these guys are saying.
Okay.
This won't be like our Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Music reviewers tend not to piss me off. Typically in music journalism, it is arguably bad for an interviewer or writer to admit ignorance of a topic. However, it is worth mentioning that this reviewer had not heard Lords of Black until the new 2018 album Icons of the New Days. The significance is that rather than coming at this album from any kind of established enthusiast of the artist, the album was heard fresh with no preconceived notions. Here's the thing. It rocks. Sonic Perspectives enjoys a variety of savvy readers and social media followers, enjoying everything from classic 70s prog to modern Swedish jet metal. Noteworthy about Lords of... You've never heard of gent?
No, I'm not big into the different names, prog and all this, and I just like, rock, metal, country, rap.
If it makes,
I just like
if it makes your Ronnie's booty move, it's he's into
good.
it. Yeah,
I'm not like I like it being named simple things like colors. It's not mauve or anything. It's blue. It's it's girly blue or it's blue. I'm simple like that. But that's just me.
I'll tell you what gent is. Gent is a subgenre of progressive metal named for an onomatopoeia for the distinctive high-gain, distorted, palm-muted, low-pitched guitar sound first employed by Meshuggah.
Ah, gotcha.
Do you?
No, really, yeah. I've listened to them.
Okay.
I get that reference.
Oh, good. Moving on. Noteworthy about Lords of Black is that they have something to offer for a variety of listeners. While every song is thankfully unique, the overall sound of the band is a swirling atmosphere of wild era Ozzy, Primal Fear, and Firewind, and no small amount of the 1990s Malmsteen in good old Yingwi. It is a fairly solid bet that if a listener is a fan of any of all of this, they are guaranteed at least some quality headbanging from Icons. So, that's a little bit of that review. Yeah, they seem to like it over there at Sonic Perspective. Yeah, for the most part, it's getting good reviews. For those who have heard of it. Problem is, not a lot of people have heard of Lords of Black. Fuck, at this point, I don't think a lot of people remember Rainbow.
Right? No, I wouldn't have been able to tell you who Rainbow was until I started listening to Boneyard. So, I was like, hey, they're pretty good.
On Amazon, it's got a 5-star rating.
Oh, nice.
Oh god, the Amazon reviews are always hilarious.
Yes, they really are.
Let's see if we can find a good one here. Let's see how many reviews are. It's only got 4 reviews and they're all 5 stars. not a single weak song on this album. All right. All right. Even though we're more than halfway through this album, here is A Long Way to Go.
Rush
All right, we're finally getting somewhere here. That song had some balls to it. I like that one.
Yeah, it did.
That might be my favorite so far, to be perfectly honest with you.
I mean, I liked it. I can tell that it wasn't my favorite because, as I said, I took some notes when I was listening to this because I wanted to impress you.
Okay.
No, but I just wrote down good. I mean, it was a good song.
He's nice, but
It's nice, but I mean, it's not samey as we've said before. It's a good song. I mean, it had a good groove to it, and I enjoyed it. But it's not my favorite on the
Have we gotten to your
it's
favorite
up there.
yet? Have we gotten to your favorite? Have we gotten to your favorite yet?
The first one is my favorite so far.
Okay, World Gone Mad. All right.
Yeah.
So, when I was at the Slayer show, I have to tell the story real quick. Because it reminded me of it because last year, one of the singles from the new Life of Agony was World Gone Mad.
Oh, okay.
Now, are you aware of what the deal is with Life of Agony? Do you know what the big deal there is?
No.
Okay, so the singer of Life of Agony, who was once a man and was known as Keith Caputo, in recent years became fully realized that he should have been born a woman and transgendered himself.
I don't know that you can use it as an
verb.
action verb.
He transgendered from male to female and is now known as... He's a beautiful butterfly, and he's now known as Mina Caputo. And Life of Agony is reformed, and they're out there touring, and they put out an album last year. So I go to the Slayer show, and the band still has loyal fans or whatever. But there are some bands just like, oh, man chops his penis off, becomes a girl. Fuck you. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they're not into it. Life of Agony definitely lost some fans because of this person's personal choice. And, I was supportive of the band. I was supportive of Mina's choice. I went out of my way to get the T-shirt for the new album and purposely wore it to Slayer. Thinking, and I thought, this might be provocative. Maybe nobody cares. Maybe no one remembers who the fuck Life of Agony is. Who knows? But I'm going to go out of my way to wear, a purposely, possibly provocative shirt at a Slayer show where people, wear shirts of, nuns getting raped and whatnot. So,
yeah. And they have a problem with this.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to see. Number one, anyone that reacted to the shirt reacted positively. It was like, Life of Agony, fuck yeah, man. And, I got, high fives. It was all right. So, I'm glad,
okay.
Yeah. Not the reaction I was expecting. But we ran into a coworker, and he was there with his cousin, who's from New York originally. And apparently, was part of the big party scene in Brooklyn where Life of Agony made their bones. And and so my coworker said to him, it's like, oh, this is Mark. I work with him. He's really into metal. He knows his stuff. And the guy's very skeptical of me. And he sees me wearing a Life of Agony shirt. And he's like, what do you think of the new singer for Life of Agony? And I'm like, okay, this is obviously a test question. And,
right.
And I'm thinking he's just, he's just some mook from New York who's not in, who's prejudiced against Mina Caputo, and he's saying, oh, it's a new singer because he done chopped off his wee-wee. And I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, and immediately I become SJ Warrior Radulich. And,
no.
And I'm just like, it's not a new. I sounded like such a douche, dude. It's like I got right on my pedestal, right on my soapbox. Hands on hips, the whole 9 yards. He's not a new singer.
Put your vagina hat on.
Exactly. My shirt immediately morphed into #MeToo. And, like, it's not a new singer. It's same person, just making a different life choice that I support.
They transgendered themselves.
That's like a beautiful butterfly. And honestly, like, he was just wondering if I knew that it was still Keith Caputo. Like, he had no agenda other than trying to, like, just wanted to see if I really knew who Life of Agony was, or if I was just some poser wearing the shirt. That was his whole thing.
So he's being a d-bag.
Kind of. But that's okay. Like, I don't mind people kind of questioning my metal credentials. You know, like, I'll throw down.
It gives you reason to show off.
Exactly. So ultimately, though, I won his respect. Later in the show, however, my coworker won my wife's respect when he took out his badge and shooed away somebody who was smoking pot.
Nice. Nice. Shoo.
Yeah, he just flipped open the badge, and the guy was like, "Oh, exit stage left."
Yeah.
All right. Here's our. We have 3 tracks left. Let's get through this. This is "The Edge of Darkness." All right, what'd you think of that one? I thought it was just kind of okay.
Really? I felt like this was kind of their show-off song.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Just the riffs and the singer, just the styling of it. Every band's got to have their show-off song. I feel like, like 2112, songs like that. So that's kind of what I got from that. Of course, I did listen to this early in the morning, and I could be wrong, but I just, it was one of the songs that I, kind of really got into.
Well, I was reading that review from Sonic Perspectives earlier, and this next song is the one they like the best. This is "Wait, No Prayers for the Dying." All right. Wait, no prayers for the dying. What'd you think of that one?
I liked it. I felt like although it was their stereotypical angry song, I enjoyed it. You know,
The little bit that we heard in the beginning there, it was really moving for me. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It got me grooving.
All right. We have one more song left. It's a doozy. It's 12 minutes long, just about.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't know if we're gonna even play half of that, but we'll play some of it for sure. It's our final track of the night, and we're gonna close out of here. This is All I Have Left.
As the leaves fall with sorrow, at the end of the season of light, is the winter that's calling once again. When you know where the winds come from, and the cold is proclaiming its rain, and the shadows begin to hide the fears. Sometimes I wish I could forget. Sometimes I dream I silence the past. When the pain comes to stay, and the guilt weighs so heavy on me, the only place where I can reach you.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give my final thoughts on the album here. You know what? I'm going to give it an A minus. It was a solidly crafted album. The minus is because it gets a little samey at times, but there were just enough differentiation between the songs that it kept my interest. Once we got past that kind of slog in the middle. So I mean, look, the guy's voice is great. The drumming is great in this. There's some really chunky guitar solos. Just all around, it's a great album. I would highly, if you're into, that epic progressive metal sound, I would, you could do a lot worse than Lords of Black.
Absolutely. There was one word that I wrote down for this, and it was just in all caps, all capital letters, ballad. Because I was waiting for that slow, hard-hitting song that you usually get in these kinds of albums. So I really enjoyed this song. I don't remember much of it because I was at work, and I'm pretty sure I signed all the emails I sent today. For Wizard Ronnie from the north, and but it was. I completely agree with you. Like I said, this is my wheelhouse. I listen to a lot of Iron Maiden. I listen to all that classic stuff that's the epic rock that with the guitar solos and the storytelling behind the lyrics. A lot of Ozzy, a lot of stuff like that. So this was right up and right up there for me. So I enjoyed it. I completely agree with you on the AA minus. I give it AA minus because of it just kind of slogged there in the middle, and I had one song that it would be definitely every time I came up on it. Every time I come up on it, because I will listen to this album again. I will hit skip on that one song, and to me that just didn't hit. But this was a great album. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've sat down and listened to an album like this from beginning to end, with the intent of saying, I want to try this out. I want to see what it's about. And because we live in this fast food digital age where you can download anything at any time and listen to whatever you want. It's been a while since I went to the record store and bought a CD and just popped it in and let it go.
Okay. So I have a question for you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off.
I just wanted that experience with this, and I got it today, and I really enjoyed myself in listening to this, mainly because this is not my first appearance on the Metal Hammer of Doom, but it is definitely it's the first time I've ever been second chair on it, and I'm very proud of that. So I wanted to, this was a great outing for me.
This is actually the first time you've been on this where you weren't subjected to music that you hate, or
right,
or
called in and saying, "Why are you all, summoning demons from the pits of hell in this music?"
So there's a bonus if you physically bought the album, there was a bonus disc, and if you listen to it on Spotify, there's bonus tracks, and apparently they're all covers. And I'm curious, did you listen to any of these at all?
I didn't. I stopped with the intent of going back and listening to them probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But I stopped because I had to get some work done, and I just wanted to come into this clean. Not saying, oh, I really want to talk about this bonus track or anything. I just wanted to cover the album and have it, have my palate sort of, ready for that and that alone.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and play one here because, and we had talked earlier, and I said, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
There wouldn't have been a show tonight otherwise, because I wasn't going to do this by myself. So I appreciate you coming on and talking with me. You know, we didn't. You know, sometimes these Metal Hammer of Dooms, we do a lot of story time, and you know, it just becomes one gag after another with some music in between. Tonight we focused on the music. So for those of you out there who listened to our Amorphous show and was like, never again, see, we did 100% less fart jokes on this show.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but hey, you know.
But real quick, I gotta, because like I have no patience. I gotta hear their cover of Anthrax's "Only." If you want to listen along at home, be my guest. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play it now for our listeners. This is one of the bonus tracks from Icons of the New Days. This is their cover of the John Bush era Anthrax song from The Sound of White Noise. This is "Only." It's a pretty literal translation of the song. I like it.
Yeah.
If I was doing a covers competition, which I'll never do again because Jesse cheated, I might have thrown that one in the mix. It's pretty solid. All right, let's get to plugs. Hey, you want to plug your Not a Show?
Nope.
Okay.
I have a show. It's just not being recorded right now, but it's called the Scream Boy Podcast. It is a pop culture podcast for everyone. We talk a lot of different subjects, movies, TV, music, comic books, the whole nine. We talk a lot of 80s stuff, nostalgia. Speaking of nostalgia, one of the I was going to say your whole name. One of the Radulich Broadcasting Network exclusives was our show on the closing of an icon of our childhood, which is Toys R Us. We were completely saddened by this, and we had to talk about it. We also did another show, which normally the third chair on here, Jesse Starcher, raised his blood pressure. We talked about MoviePass. As well. So we have a lot of stuff, a lot of different things going on. You can find us on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. And right here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. So you find us on any social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter's a little different. It's at Screaming Boy PR. I'm also going to do a little coverage of the Raleigh SuperCon, which is coming up.
Are you going in cosplay? Are you going as Star Sapphire?
I'm not going as Star Sapphire. No one wants that, sir. No one wants that. How
about Starfire?
Maybe. I have to get my one piece with the middle cut out ready. But no, that won't be happening either. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually get to meet the cast of Karate Kid and most recently the YouTube show Cobra Kai, which is one Ralph Macchio and one William Zabka, which is going to be a lot of fun with Daniel and Johnny. So that's going to be that's a childhood dream come true. So that's gonna be great. A lot of guys are gonna be there, like William Shatner, Michael Coulter is from Luke Cage. He plays plays Luke Cage on Luke Cage. So Dave Bautista, a lot of the cast of the Guardians of the Galaxy, minus Zoe Saldana and Chris Pratt.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but as soon as you said that, I was gonna. And Dave Bautista playing Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista playing Dave Bautista, as he is known to do. So there's going to be a lot of star power there, a lot of good times, man. I'll be spending the night in Raleigh. We got a hotel room, so we can just go, whenever, because there's going to be a lot of SuperCon at night. Deals going on, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Check out our Instagram for a lot of pictures on that. Also for a lot of pictures on different cons I've gone to in the past year. So it's been a wild ride since I've been able to actually attend these events. So it's been a lot of fun. With that, I think that's it. We just did a source material. And that's going to be coming up here next week, so I'll let you talk about that, but that was a lot of fun.
All right, yes, we did record a source material this past week on the Radulich Broadcasting Network. We took a trip back to the Incredible Hulks, the Greg Pak era of the book, and we looked at two stories, Planet Savage and The Spy Who Smashed Me. Yesterday, yes, July 17th, Robert Winfrey and I did our obligatory review of a summer blockbuster, or as I like to call it, the Dwayne Johnson Chinese stunt show. Of course, that was Skyscraper. And
you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all with that title.
And I'll tell you, if you've ever heard Robert Winfrey and I do just an absolutely emotionless,
You dialed that one in.
Yeah, this one, like, if you were like, oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp was too much for you, you don't like it when we yell at one another, like, why can't you guys just review the movie all passionless and, like, you just don't even want to be on a podcast? Boy, was
like your soul has died.
Boy, was this the show for you. I believe we both went into it going, let's just get this shit over with.
Oh my god, it's so true.
Next week on source material, I don't know what Jesse's actually going to call it. I currently have it up on the schedule as Fuck Tom King. We looked at Tom King's run on Batman, specifically the anniversary issue number 50, which is, of course, his Not a Wedding to Catwoman. Sorry if I spoiled that for you. But if you want to hear...
Everybody knew.
But if you want to hear me rant like a fat faggot fanboy about, about the fact that they swerved you, bro, on Batman's wedding, this is the podcast for you. And if you want to hear Ronnie Adams get really angry at me for referring to the Nick Spencer Spider-Man as a Spider-Man XD knockoff, then this is also the show for you.
I did get a little heated.
If you want to hear Ronnie Adams just have it, just fucking get fed up with me.
It's not Disney XD. It's good.
If you want to hear Jesse Starcher wash his hands of me and everything to do with it, this is the show for you. Yeah, so what started out is, hey, let's, we don't have a whole lot to talk about with the show I'm going to plug next. Let's look at some other, one of which I pitched. I pitched The Wedding, and then Jesse pitched the Nick Spencer Spider-Man, and I proceeded to shit everywhere. I was like a pissed off monkey. I threw poo in every direction,
slinging it everywhere, man.
So check out our next episode of Source Material, where I am a little hard on the comic books. Tuesday, July 24th, Robert Winfrey is being roped into covering Voltron Seasons 5 and 6. Maybe Robert Cooper will be there. Maybe not. Maybe he will still be helping Mexicans cross into the country. We'll never know. There'll be no Medal of Hammer of Doom, though, next week. I'll be at Dave Matthews being a good husband.
You are a good husband.
And finally...
I can't say anything. I enjoyed them at high school.
Oh, did
That
you?
was high school.
Oh, you fucking whitey. Ugh. Fucking white people. And you're Dave Matthews. Ugh.
You're the whitest.
You know, my wife said something very similar to that. I actually used that line on her. I was just like, and then we got Dave Matthews and fucking white people. She was like, "You do know you're white, right?" Like, whatever.
You've got you've got the accent, the name.
Yeah, I kind of take on that. I remember when I was in XPW, and we had just brought down one of the guys from Combat Zone Wrestling, and I can't remember what his wrestling name was, but Rob Zakaria, whatever, Rob Black, had pitched in this idea of being a neo-Nazi, and he was really uncomfortable with it. So he does this promo where he's just like, "I hate blacks, I hate Jews, I even hate white people," and he's this large, fucking Aryan-looking dude. And I knew that it was a chicken shit line, that he just didn't want anyone to harass him. It wasn't worth it.
Right.
So he's just like, I even hate white people. Sure you do, pal. But
Covering his bases.
yeah, but that's totally me. It's just like, I hate everybody, even white people. There you go. Speaking of I hate white people, we also covered Lobo, Highway to Hell, which was written by he is right. It was written by Anthrax band member Scott Ian, and penciled and art drawn by my son Jonas with crayons.
How old is Jonas?
He's 4.
Right. Just to give you some, he's a normal 4-year-old.
Yeah,
He's
no.
not a prodigy in art.
No. He colors outside the lines. Nothing looks right. Of course, I'm referring to, was it Scott Keith?
Sure.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. I just know that I don't like him.
Yeah, his art's terrible. But that was another thing that I pissed off Jesse about. Anyway, and then we are getting to the end of the Damn You Hollywood summer season. We'll be reviewing Mission Impossible Fallout, and then D. Snyder's For the Love of Metal, and then finally we'll be closing out the month with our TV Party Tonight review of Glow, and that'll be myself and the partner of mine on Trial. There's no On Trial for the month of July, folks. Instead, you're getting a TV party for myself and Sean as we look at Glow, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, Season 2. All right. That's all for me, thanks. I'm driving, and by that I mean I got to go to work tomorrow, and then I got to get on a plane and go to fucking New York. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. Fatui. So with that said, once again, thank you to Ronnie Adams of the podcast.
There it is. It is.
I had to get one in.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, everyone. Enjoy your weekend, or whenever it is you're listening to this, whatever it is you're doing, make sure you enjoy it. Rock out with your cock out, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the message here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Be well.
Or avoid jail and don't.
All right. Be well, be safe, and behave.